The crime that never happened, but ruined a whole town. The night Millhaven went silent. If you think the truth always comes out in the end, you've never been to Millhaven. Subscribe now, and brace yourself for a story that'll make you question everything you believe about justice. The night the crime happened, Millhaven was drowning in fog. The kind that makes streetlights look like ghostly halos and turns sound into whispers. It was a Tuesday, quiet, cold, and forgettable, until the emergency call came through at 11:42 p.m. A woman's voice, trembling but clear. "There's been a murder. 17 Maple Drive. Please hurry." When police arrived, the small brick house was empty. No body, no blood, just a broken lamp, a knocked-over chair, and the faint smell of bleach. Detective Henry Madsen, a veteran cop with 30 years on the force, stood in the doorway, his boots squeaking against the tile. "Someone cleaned," he muttered, "but not well." The call had come from a disposable phone. No trace, no GPS ping. But the name attached to the house sent a chill through the department. Dr. Lillian Gray, Millhaven's beloved local psychiatrist. The problem? Lillian Gray was missing. By morning, the entire town was on edge. Millhaven was the kind of place where people left doors unlocked and waved to passing cars. But by sunrise, everyone was locking up. The newspaper headline read, "Local doctor vanishes after murder call. No body found." The police canvassed every inch of the property. No struggle, no fingerprints. The carpets were soaked with bleach. Her car was still in the driveway, keys inside. Madsen noticed something odd. A small smear of dark red under the baseboard heater. He swabbed it, hoping it was blood. When the results came back from the lab, the report stunned everyone. The DNA belonged to Lillian Gray herself. But there was no proof she was dead. No evidence she had been attacked. No proof that anyone else had even been there. Madsen was old school, the kind of detective who trusted instinct more than data. And his gut told him something was off. 2 nights later, he went back to the house alone. The air was stale and sharp with chemicals. He wandered the dark hallway until he heard a faint sound, the soft hum of electricity coming from the basement. He followed it down. There, under a flickering bulb, sat a laptop still running. The screen glowed with a single video file labeled, "Do Not Watch." He clicked. The footage was grainy, time-stamped 2 days before her disappearance. It showed Lillian sitting in her office, her voice calm but trembling. "If you're watching this, they've already come for me. I didn't commit the crime they'll say I did. But you'll believe them. Everyone will. Because that's how this town works." Madsen leaned in, frozen. They built a story. And soon, it'll be the only one left. The screen flickered, static swallowed her face. Then, a loud pop echoed upstairs. Madsen drew his gun, sprinting up the stairs. The front door was wide open, fog spilling in. On the porch sat a single envelope, soaked in rain. Inside, a Polaroid photo. It showed Lillian, standing in front of her own house, holding today's newspaper. The headline visible behind her? "Dr. Gray found dead." But that headline wouldn't exist until the next morning. By dawn, the photo leaked online. Reporters swarmed Millhaven. Panic spread faster than facts. No one knew what to believe. Had she faked her death? Was she being framed? Or had the entire town been pulled into something far larger? When the coroner's office received an anonymous package the following day, labeled Evidence Number 01, L. Gray, everyone expected closure. But inside wasn't blood or fingerprints. It was a folded piece of paper, handwritten in black ink. The first lie is always the easiest one to believe. Detective Madsen stood over the evidence locker that night, staring at the note. He didn't know it yet, but Millhaven's perfect reputation was about to implode. Because soon, everyone in town, from the mayor to the milk delivery driver, would be accused of a crime that never happened. And someone, or something, was making sure the world believed it. The town that turned on itself. By the time the sun rose over Millhaven that Thursday morning, the story had already spread nationwide. Psychiatrist found dead in her own home was printed on the front page of every local paper, even though no one had seen a body. The photograph, the one of Lillian holding that very headline, went viral. News stations, online forums, and conspiracy channels all asked the same question. How could she pose with a headline that hadn't yet been printed? Detective Henry Madsen sat in his office, the blinds closed, the world outside humming with panic. He'd been awake for 48 hours. He stared at the Polaroid again. Something about her eyes felt off. They weren't frightened. They were resigned. Like she knew the ending long before anyone else. The phone on his desk rang. It was the lab. They'd analyzed the paper the photo was printed on, and it was manufactured by a company that had shut down in 2003. Where the hell did this come from? Madsen muttered. The call ended, but another came in seconds later, this one from the mayor's office. The mayor sounded shaken. Henry, we've got a problem. People are saying the police are covering something up. Reporters are outside the station. They're saying you were the last person to see Lillian alive. Madsen froze. That's not true. But truth was already irrelevant. In Millhaven, rumors had become evidence. By noon, someone had created a Facebook group called Justice for Dr. Gray. Within hours, it had over 20,000 members, mostly strangers from across the country. They dissected every detail, every theory. Some said Lillian had been part of a government experiment. Others believed she had staged her own death after uncovering something she shouldn't have. One user uploaded a short, low-quality video showing Lillian standing by her car outside her clinic, timestamped 2 days after she was declared missing. But when police went to verify it, the file was gone. Deleted. Madsen needed answers. He went back to Lillian's clinic that evening, hoping to find anything the initial search had missed. Inside, the waiting room smelled faintly of bleach and lavender. Her office door was locked, but the window had been left open, snow blowing gently across the sill. On her desk was a small voice recorder. He pressed play. Her voice filled the room. If they say I'm dead, don't believe them. But if they say I'm alive, it's worse than you think. The recording cut off. Static filled the room. Then, a whisper, faint but distinct, echoed through the tape. Check the files, Henry. He froze. His name. She had recorded this after she disappeared. Madsen pulled open a cabinet and found a folder marked Millhaven Case Study, Classified. Inside were handwritten notes dated years back. Lillian had been conducting her own research, not on patients, but on the town itself. Pattern of false arrests, fabricated charges, anonymous evidence drops, recurring every 14 years. The accused always confesses. Public outrage follows. Case collapses. Reputation destroyed. Millhaven resets. Madsen leaned back in disbelief. The implication was insane, that someone or some group was engineering crimes that never happened to keep the town under control. He turned another page and found something worse. A list of names, including former police chiefs, council members, and one still active detective. His own. At the bottom, in Lillian's handwriting, were 3 words. You're next, Henry. Outside, thunder rolled across the hills. Madsen packed the files into his coat and stepped out into the night. Across the street, an old car idled with its headlights off. A silhouette sat inside, motionless. When he took a step forward, the engine revved and the car sped away. At home, Madsen spread the files across his table. Each fabricated case was almost identical. A person accused, a confession extracted, and evidence appearing out of nowhere. He reached for a folder labeled Protocol 8. Inside was a single USB drive. He plugged it into his laptop. A video loaded, security footage from the police station's evidence room, timestamped yesterday. In the footage, a man in a gray suit entered the room after hours. He placed a sealed envelope in an evidence locker labeled Dr. Gray Case. Then he looked directly at the camera and smiled. It was the same man from the reflection in the interrogation room mirror. But before Madsen could take a screenshot, the video shut off, file corrupted. Then his laptop flickered. A message appeared on the black screen. Stop looking. Madsen slammed the laptop shut. His heart pounded. He turned off the lights, peered through the blinds. The same car from earlier was now parked outside his house. The phone rang once. Then again. He picked up. Silence. Then a woman's voice whispered, "Detective, it's not the first time they've done this. It won't be the last." "Who is this?" he demanded. The pause. "Dr. Lillian Gray." The line went dead. Outside, the car engine turned off. And for the first time in 30 years, Detective Henry Madsen felt genuine fear. Because the woman he was told was dead was alive and calling from a line that didn't exist. The crime that never happened. By Friday morning, Millhaven wasn't just panicked, it was tearing itself apart. Half the town believed Detective Henry Madsen had killed Dr. Lillian Gray. The other half believed she was alive, orchestrating everything from the shadows. Rumors spread faster than truth ever could. The police station was surrounded by cameras and protesters demanding answers. And in the middle of it all, Henry sat at his desk, staring at the phone that had rung the night before, the one that carried Lillian's voice. He replayed the message over and over again, but every time he did, the voice sounded slightly different. Distorted, altered, artificial. Someone wanted him to believe she was alive. At 9:15 a.m., a courier arrived at the precinct. A brown package, no return address, sealed in clear tape. Henry opened it cautiously. Inside was a small flash drive and a single photo, a shot of him from last night, looking out his own window. He felt his blood run cold. Whoever sent it wasn't watching from afar. They were close, maybe just across the street. He plugged in the flash drive. A video loaded. It showed Dr. Lillian Gray sitting in a chair, her expression calm, her eyes hollow. "If you're seeing this," she said softly, "then you're already part of it." Henry leaned forward, his pulse racing. The experiment began in 1978. Millhaven was chosen for its isolation. Every 14 years, a new crime is manufactured, evidence planted, stories written, records falsified. The goal was simple: control public trust. Make people believe no one is innocent. Ever. She looked off-screen as if someone stood behind the camera. They built their reputation on fear. And every generation, someone pays the price for a crime that never happened. The screen flickered, and for a split second, Henry saw him again, the man in the gray suit, standing behind her. Then static swallowed the image. When the video ended, the drive erased itself. Henry's hands trembled. Everything in his gut told him this wasn't just some town-wide illusion. This was orchestrated, systemic. He left the precinct, driving toward the old broadcasting tower where the first fake confession had been recorded years ago. Rain beat against the windshield as thunder rolled through the hills. When he arrived, the tower loomed above him like a skeleton against the gray sky. The doors were unlocked. Inside, he found rows of old equipment, cameras, microphones, and computer terminals covered in dust. One screen still worked. It flickered to life on its own, showing a feed of the Millhaven police station in real time. Every officer, every hallway, every evidence room. In the corner of the feed was a timestamp, live, and a blinking red dot labeled simulation active. He clicked another window. It showed old crime footage, people confessing to murders that never happened. Men and women sobbing under bright lights. Every confession followed the same script. And every one was recorded in this room. Henry's heart sank. Millhaven hadn't just been framed for one crime. It had been turned into a living laboratory for fear itself. A noise echoed behind him, a door closing. He spun around, gun drawn. The man in the gray suit stood by the entrance, calm, dry despite the storm outside. His voice was smooth, deliberate. "Detective Madsen, you weren't supposed to see this." "Who are you?" Henry demanded. The man smiled faintly. "We're the reason people still believe in justice. Because we show them what happens when it fails." He took a step forward. "Dr. Gray tried to expose us. She couldn't. She didn't die, detective. She was erased." Henry's finger tightened on the trigger. "You made her disappear?" "We didn't have to," the man replied. "She made herself vanish the moment she told the truth." For a moment, neither spoke. The hum of machines filled the air. Then the man in the gray suit reached into his pocket and pulled out a recorder, the same one found in Lillian's office. He pressed play. Lillian's voice echoed once more. "They'll make you believe I'm dead. Then they'll make you believe you killed me. And when you start to doubt your own memories, that's when they've won. Henry froze. He could hear his own breathing, ragged and shallow. "You've already forgotten, haven't you?" the man whispered. "You were at her house that night." "No," Henry said, shaking his head. "I wasn't." But then, a flash. The broken lamp. The smell of bleach. The sound of her voice screaming his name. For a split second, the memory felt real. The man stepped closer. "See? You don't even know what's true anymore." The lights in the tower flickered violently. Henry fired one shot. The man collapsed. But when Henry ran to him, the body was gone. Just a wet coat. And a note inside the pocket. "Congratulations, detective. You've completed the cycle." By morning, Henry Madsen was missing. In his house, the police found stacks of files, printouts, and tapes marked Millhaven Project. Every piece of evidence pointed to him. His fingerprints, his handwriting, his signature on a confession form. The headline in the Millhaven Chronicle the next day read, "Detective confesses to killing psychiatrist in cover-up." But there was no body, no video, no proof. Just another crime that never happened. Weeks later, a local reporter uploaded a video she claimed was recovered from an encrypted hard drive at the tower. It showed Lillian Gray, alive, sitting in front of a camera. "They don't destroy towns," she said quietly. "They rewrite them." The video was taken down within hours. But by then, it had already been downloaded 1,000,000 times. If you think this story was intense, you're not ready for the next one. Hit subscribe before it disappears too.